Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Repton The Lost Realms. There are only 2 levels left. And the last one that I solved was a colossal brain teaser that I eventually managed to puzzle my way through. This one might not give me so much trouble because it is one of mine, and there are certain parts of the solution that are very hard to forget. So what I will do for this one is I will try my best to give an account of how the solution is motivated, how a player might arrive at the solution without knowing it beforehand. It was, obviously, a great honour to be entrusted with making both of the last 2 levels of the game. So naturally what I decided to do is a bit of an Africa, if you understand my reference to Repton Around the World. For the last screen of all, I went a little bit outside the boundaries of normal level creation. And for the penultimate screen, I decided to do a more traditional level, but hold nothing back in trying to make the hardest puzzle I could. So we will see how it stacks up against Dave Jeffries and Katie Rosane's hardest levels. Of course, it's impossible for me as the creator to fairly judge the difficulty, so I won't comment on the difficulty myself. I will leave it up to the viewer to decide how they feel. So right at the start, we have a free Absorbaline. Absorbency is just 1 in this level. We do have a map. Continuing north, which is the only way I can continue, I have to release the magenta spirit. So, Repton is on the far right. If I continue into the top right area, the magenta spirit will go into the cage just to Repton's left. It's important to notice as well that both cages in the top right corner are connected. Of course, one cannot tell from the map where the other spirits are. And the other thing that one notices at once, I would hope, is that near the bottom right corner is another magenta cage, and that one looks very, very difficult to connect. Also, the key is close to Repton's start. There are 2 rocks on safes and a balloon under a safe, and the rock on safe near the top of the map will trap a diamond if not pushed. I can get to it straight away by opening one of the absorbency doors. So let's take a naive approach and see where it goes wrong. Of course, one risk in doing so is that I might end up discovering an unintended solution, but we'll see how things go. This does give me access to 2 more Absorbaline pills if I can solve this balloon puzzle. It certainly looks like I can push this balloon and get this pill. that is not a good enough solution for getting the other pill as well. So, if we need it, there are 2 more pills here. And there's our yellow spirit, which, as I've said, will cage immediately. There's another yellow cage at the bottom of the level and one near the top left corner. And I saw a yellow spirit behind the top left cage. So let's go down and find out more about the situation. I could take the key now, and I will. So I have a choice of exits from this area. The transporter near Repton and the transporter at the bottom of the level. And I could also head into this puzzle area and go for the transporter there. Now, I do have some memory of the solution to this level, but I don't remember where every transporter goes. So this will be a bit of a journey of discovery. Let me see if I can work out how to do this puzzle. It is simplified by the fact that I don't need to get another key. If I push the rock and this rock both to the right, the balloon is stable. It doesn't trap anything if pushed up. However, do I want that rock to come down yet? I think maybe I can get away with this. Or will that rock... that will fall and trap the transporter, so... not the correct idea. While I'm redoing things, let's have another look at this puzzle to see if we can get both absorbaline pills. If I push both of these to the right, I can certainly get this pill. And that balloon helpfully goes left. Which would make it possible to get the second one as well, although it was very silly to take it immediately, which wastes it. However, now that that puzzle has been solved, I can use that knowledge later to take the 2 pills separately anytime. So here, it seemed that this was a good start. Maybe I want to push this rock left instead of right. Let it rest on the earth. Now I do see a problem with this rock. Because there's no way back into this area. The 2 balloons there ensure that. So all diamonds in this area must be taken on the first pass. And that means that I've failed for now. Let's see at least where the transporter goes. It goes back to the start, which is interesting because we still need to take a different transporter to access the left-hand side of the level. Let's check this one now. Okay, that goes below a time bomb, so the diamond next to that transporter obviously must be taken. Therefore, the transporter must be taken if we're assuming, as usual, that we're going for a solution without losing a life. And therefore, that diamond and transporter must be the last to be taken. So the only way into the left-hand side of the level is with the bottom transporter. Or is it? Of course. Taking the transporter, as I have done, opens the way to the second transporter. Grab another pill just in case. And now, 2 yellow spirits are behind this cage, so I like that password. The other yellow spirit, the one that starts just to the left in the area where the freeze crystal is, that yellow spirit must be got to the top left yellow cage. Unless a transporter goes inside the spirit's enclosure and it can be opened from inside, but I can tell you right away that is not the case. So there are 2 problems there. One is stopping the yellow spirit going into the top right cage, which is easy enough, just take the diamond next to it. But that does then present a problem that the cage must be somehow reconnected later on. And also the spirit must be prevented from going into the bottom right cage. That is more of a problem. As you can see, when I take the second transporter in the bottom right, it goes to the top left, and I must then come down the left-hand side and along the bottom to push the balloon so as to block that yellow cage. And that will take a considerable time. So the yellow spirit must be somewhere that's out of the way while Repton is doing that. Now, I don't know if there are other possible solutions to that puzzle. My solution is to trap it behind the magenta cage. Okay, I'm going to leave those 3 diamonds and take the one on the far right, in case that helps to make it easier to connect the cage later, although I won't be able to pile up 4 rocks under it in a T shape, not least because I don't have 4 rocks in that area. If I run down here, the magenta spirit goes in the cage first. Now, there are 2 possible ways to trap the spirit in that enclosure, and that is, in itself, a bit of a problem because the solution I was trying to enforce is clearly not enforced. What I would like to have enforced is that the yellow spirit goes through the cage and then the magenta spirit hits the cage and transforms it into a diamond. But, of course, another possible solution is that the magenta spirit cages first. I have to disconnect the top right cage if I'm going for this solution. And not like that. So both top cages will have to be disconnected. The magenta cage can easily be reconnected if I take the left-hand door so the balloon goes to the top, then I can just push it to the right whenever I want. Reconnecting the yellow cage might be trickier. Although I can see a way that it can be done. So the thing is, what I have to do now is time releasing that yellow spirit in such a way that that the yellow spirit is inside the box when the magenta spirit goes in. One way that I could do that is just to vary how many times I allow the magenta spirit to go around the enclosure here before releasing it. This is, unfortunately, trial and error. I think it has to be. I can't see a non-trial and error way to do it. So if I'd let the magenta spirit go around its enclosure maybe twice more at the start. So let it bounce off that diamond 4 times, I think. Ah, then I wasn't quick enough. But actually, I probably didn't want to. I mean, I probably wanted the yellow spirit to go around again. Not quite. So, if I'd let the magenta spirit bounce off its diamond 5 times instead of 4, maybe this would have worked. This is, as you can see, very annoying. And of course it is the fact that it's so annoying. Ooh, I may have wanted to leave that earth, I'm not sure. It's the fact that this solution is so annoying that makes the level particularly susceptible to alternative solutions. I'm going to practice this first bit off camera and see if I can find a timing that works. Okay, I've got it. So, I wait for the spirit to bounce off the diamond 3 times. 1, 2, 3. I disconnect the magenta cage, obviously, but I leave the yellow cage for a bit because that gives the magenta cage a bit of a longer track, the magenta spirit. Wait for the yellow spirit and then take the diamonds. And this should now work out. It did when I tested it just now. Okay. So our yellow spirit is trapped. I do not need to get an absorbaline pill because there are 2 inside the area I'm about to transport to. Also, I need to take this diamond so that the rock does not block the path. So what was the solution? Push both of these to the right. This one left. Open the door. Now, do I want to... I do not want to grab the other absorbaline just yet because I'm going to transport to the top left where I'm going to be forced to take one. I should take the key now. And that will also allow me to do the cage reconnection puzzle. I need that balloon. I need that balloon, and I need to disconnect this cage even though the spirit is trapped, because it will come this way once it's released. So for the magenta spirit, I want to push this left. I already mentioned how I can connect this at the top of the level. Then after the cage is open, I will be able to shuffle the rock left, and together with shuffling the balloon right, that connects the other cage as well. Ah! I had forgotten that there was another magenta spirit there, and... oh dear. So... I'll clear some space here for the spirit, but now I have... There's 2 of them. Oh, wonderful. I can't tell. Is it 1 or 2? There are 2 magenta cages left on the map. So, and there are 2 spaces in that earth room. So I think it must be 2. So I have to solve that rock puzzle and the rock puzzle below while 2 spirits are harassing me the whole time. That's how I decided to make this level difficult. Good decision making. Very, very good. It's actually quite a difficult rock puzzle, even just to solve. I'm just eyeballing it now and trying to work it out. I don't immediately see anything. I know, it doesn't make for the most exciting video, me staring at a puzzle. I'm going to pause for a bit. Okay. Less than a minute. I think I've got something. Firstly, I can wait here, and I'm safe from the spirits for a while. But what I actually want is to push these rocks like so, and then I've cleared space so that I can push the second rock down, and then the top one is loose. So if I push it this way, it just drops down there, and now the bottom rock can be moved safely. Okay, next chamber features an egg. I wonder if the freeze crystal is relevant or a red herring. It seems like it might be a red herring, because if I simply do that, then one of the spirits gets dazed. I may actually be okay nonetheless. So now I've opened up access to the bottom spiral, which I can't really go down at the moment because the spirits would come back, catch me in there before I could make my way out. But it will help to keep the spirits out of mischief for a while. I have one absorbency from the pill that I was forced to take before exiting the top left. So, I need to get through this puzzle. The only two ways I can even get started, because I cannot release the bottom left rock, as it would trap the diamond below it. I can't push it to the right. I could push it to the right, because that doesn't permanently trap a diamond. It may be possible to get that diamond if I can get absorbency. This puzzle is this little puzzle is definitely all about the absorbency. So how much more absorbency do I need for the rest of the level? I do not need to open the door in the top right, ever. I do need to open the door at the entrance to the middle chamber. I will need almost certainly to take the door just below and right of the middle key, so that I can push the rock next to it as part of the final cage puzzle. So I will need I will need to exit the puzzle that I'm in. So I also definitely need one absorbency for the door in the middle of this puzzle. And putting a rock there was unavoidable. So I think what I want to do is release this rock. Now, if I take this door immediately, then I have to find another absorbeline pill. But I could come back round and push this rock, and now I have access to that diamond, so I can take that door later. Also, one of the spirits has found its way into this area, which doesn't bother me. I have to push one of the rocks to get further, and that means whichever one I choose, I will need one more absorbency at some point. I also don't want to release the rock in the top right of this room, because then I would need 2 absorbency for both doors at the exit, which is to be avoided. So what I want to do when the spirit comes out, I want to push this rock. Oh no, maybe I don't. Open this door? Maybe? I might have problems taking that diamond later, but we'll see. I don't know where the other spirit is now. And that... yes, I do. This is going to be a problem with the 2 spirits so widely separated. It's going to make it nearly impossible to get this absorbency safely. And I'm on my last life. So clearly what I needed to do was... Yep. What I needed to do was avoid dazing one spirit in the rock puzzle, because that has been the cause of my troubles. Let's give this another go. If I simply rush in, then I have the problem that the egg is going to break at a bad time. Most likely. So what I should do, instead of being so impatient, is just to wait here for both spirits to come past again, and hope that the timing is more favourable now. Okay, and with those rocks piled in the lower right, it's easy enough to shunt the rest out of the way. And back to this puzzle. I'm just wondering if I did solve the second half of it correctly. So I have no choice about the first rock. It must roll down there, which does force me to open one door eventually, but if I do this, then I don't have to... Should not have done that while the spirit was coming towards me. Okay, so I'll wait here for both spirits to go past. Now, I'm pretty sure I have actually worked this out correctly, because if I push the top rock, then I have no choice but to release the top right rock immediately, which does force me to open both absorbency doors at the exit. And then I do actually have enough absorbaline left to complete the level. 3 more pills, 3 more doors that have to be opened, but that would not allow me to collect the crown. If I do it this way, I have to open one door immediately, but I can open only the lower door. There is a possible problem of becoming trapped in this part of the level, but I think it's avoidable by taking that diamond last, so that the rock will fall, blocking that exit, given that I'm not taking the upper door of the 2 next to each other, and then taking the transporter next to the fungus, which I presume must go to the right-hand half of the level. Okay, spirits are going round this little maze. Maybe I should have made this a skull maze, just to add a little bit of extra spice. So I go in to get my Absorbaline, but without opening the door, and I will have to come back for that one later if I want the crown. And of course I do, because I'm trying to show how to solve all levels and get all crowns without losing a life. That cage is now blocked. I can... so I have the two magenta spirits. One of them will cage in the top right, and that's fine. I can release the yellow spirit now, which will go around to the top left and free the other two spirits. I suppose that now is as good a time as any to do this puzzle. If I even remember the solution. Or, in fact, have I... Oh, well, needed to grab an Absorbaline pill, and I think I haven't solved this puzzle yet, so... Okay, I've made a save state just before entering this area, in case we find out later that it's wrong to come in here now. I will need to solve this puzzle at some point, so let's think about it some more. One disadvantage with the route I was trying before is that the bottom left rock had to be released directly above the transporter, which made it easy to block the transporter. So it might be worth trying to see whether there is a solution that involves coming down on the right-hand side. I have some ideas for what such a solution might look like. So if I release this rock like so... This clearly is not right, because I can't get any further without blocking myself. Just thinking about it though, this is the second last puzzle. It's just this and the cage connection, and then we're done. So... this will be a long video, but not too long, at least. For those among my viewers who enjoy watching me solve levels in this way, and I've certainly had comments from some who have said that they do, so thank you for that. It means a lot to me. Okay, one thing I can try is putting these two rocks on the soil as before. Now, if I let this rock roll left and push the balloon left, I can get down. So one thing that makes me suspect I'm on the right lines is that with this solution, that key is difficult or impossible to take. And I remembered that it was intended to be very hard to take the key, and So it's impossible to get the key now without losing a life. So I mentioned last time that Presto D is the only level with impossible keys. This one was intended to be impossible, but Dave Jeffrey found a way to get it, and that's why I changed it from an absorbaline pill to a key, so that you would have the extra 10 points as the reward if you managed it. I don't know what's holding them up. The other spirits should be free to enter this area now. Yes, the magenta spirits are definitely free to enter this area, and one of them should cage in the top right pretty soon. That means I should go up there. There it is. And reconnect the yellow cage. Connecting the remaining magenta cage will necessarily involve cutting the connection here between the halves of the level, so I'm doing first everything that needs to be done before that. So now both yellow spirits can go to their cages. I should grab an absorbaline and get the crown now. Not quite. That's okay though, 2 lives left. And if I get stuck at some point and have to redo that bit off camera, then I will obviously avoid the collision. I forgot to grab absorbaline. I'll probably meet that spirit somewhere I don't want to. On the way. No, it's there. So now I have time to go in and get the crown, and by the time I've got out of this maze, the spirit will be out of the left-hand half. So I can go up and release the 2 yellow spirits, which you may have noticed that given the layout of that room, this is going to be a very awkward spirit release. So fortunately I can take the time capsule, so I don't need to because I lost a life, but if I hadn't... Okay, so remember that yellow spirits hold the right wall, so they path rightwards along the bottom of the enclosure, then hit the diamond from the right, then from below, then from the left. So after they've hit it from the right, if I then take the diamond, they are circling one of the 2 wall sections and can never be released. So I have to wait for both spirits to hit the diamond from the right, then for both to hit it from the left. Now, fairly easy when you think about how that has to be done, but definitely awkward. And unfortunately, both yellow spirits are going to go around the crown area, and the second one will have to go all around the right-hand half before it finds its cage. Nothing I can do about that. But if they come... Oh, no, I can't even release this rock until the second yellow spirit is caged. But that's just a matter of time, so I'll just pause until it's happened. Okay, so now for the last puzzle on the level, which is connecting this magenta cage. I just want to check. Number of time bombs, 2. So there's this one near me in the bottom right corner. The other one is above the middle area. So I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work out as of right now. So the 2 rocks just to Repton's left with the pill above them. When I'm ready, I will go up there, get the pill, come back down, which blocks connection between the 2 halves of the level. Then I get the 2 diamonds from the lower door area using that pill, get the far left diamond and the transporter behind the fungus. The fungus can grow as much as it likes because the 2 halves are blocked off from each other. Then I get remaining diamonds in the right-hand half and the remaining transporter. So I don't want to release this rock yet because I will have to... So I can't let the rock go straight down, blocking the time bomb, because I will have to take the transporter to under that time bomb and then walk to the second time bomb from there. So, what I want is to connect the cage with an egg landing right here where Repton is now. For that to happen, 5 rocks must be pushed over the top of the egg. So the question is that possible? I think it's not, and I think it's not because I have taken away these 3 diamonds, which I now understand were needed for bringing this rock down. This balloon can be got out of the way easily, so that this rock can be used. The one next to a door is no problem because I can get the absorbaline from this puzzle now. Hello, Spirit. Given the time I've spent on this video, I think... Well, what do I want to do? I certainly want to show the spirit entering the cage, but I will have to redo most of the level now. But you can at least see how shunting 4 rocks into a pile here and then a 5th rock here allows the egg to be dropped over the top of them down here. The freeze crystal is a little help to keep it frozen there for a bit longer. I think the freeze time is not very long on this level, but it's not nothing either. Killing the monster, maybe a bit tricky. But I have at least shown how all the puzzles are done. Now, there is one thing I want to address before ending the video, and that's the spirit trick at the beginning with trapping the yellow spirit. As I was looking at that earlier, I felt sure I had seen an unintended solution. I just want to confirm that. So if I let the magenta spirit cage first, and then take this diamond to let the yellow spirit up. Then when the yellow spirit is moving in that area, which can easily be seen from above, just drop that rock down, which also means that the top right cage does not need to be disconnected and reconnected, so that's a shame. The yellow cage still does, so that puzzle at least is not spoiled. But it is, I think, fairly easy to see now that if I go down, taking this earth, leaving the other earth undisturbed, then when I want to release the yellow spirit I can, and the rock will just rest on the earth and will not be in the way for the cage connection puzzle. So that's a bit of a downer. I'm not sure right now how I could have prevented this being an alternative solution. That will be one for me to think about if we ever turn this into a PC release and have the opportunity to fix levels. For now, I'm going to leave it unfixed, and I will just redo the level off camera so that I can show the last part. Okay, I've redone up to here. I've chosen this position to resume to show a couple of things. One is that after the magenta spirits had opened the cage in the top right, allowing me to reconnect the yellow cage, I raced ahead of the other magenta spirit to get the crown, just made it, and there was almost 2 minutes to spare before needing the time capsule. So going to start piling up rocks. I'm not sure where the spirits are right now. The yellow ones must have been diverted into the area with the crown, and that will delay them for a while. Oh dear. Ah, I did push that down at a bad moment, but that's only changed the path of the magenta spirit, which actually could be favourable to me. So I need one more rock. I can only bring it down after the yellow spirit has caged. And now, if I stand about here, I'll be able to notice when the magenta spirit bounces off this diamond. And when it does so, if I have taken this earth beforehand, that gives me a decent indicator of when I should push the egg. Here it comes now. So, now. And here's an idea for killing the monster. Oops. Okay, so I don't need to disturb this pile of rocks. I do need the last transporter to take me somewhere favourable, but I have planned everything out, and this transporter must go somewhere good, otherwise everything I've deduced is wrong. So now I can get the last diamond, and then the lower... Oh, right. And you can see we have fast fungus on this level. Can't remember whether it's speed 0 or 1, but... but it's fast. Even so, it will take a while for it to reach the end of the spiral at the bottom, just because that is a linear path. Linear in the topological sense. And we are done. As usual, I've had some pauses in recording when I've redone things, so it's taken me quite a bit more than an hour to record this, but I have kept the entire solution of the level within a 1 hour video. Thank you for watching. See you next time. We're going to be tackling the very last level of the game, and it is rather a special one, so I am looking forward to that.